With the pomp and circumstance of swearing-in day over, the hard work now begins. Republicans are ready to take the lead with the largest majority in the state house since 1958. Joining me today is returning Representative Todd Stephens. Representative Stephens, congratulations on your win and welcome.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Now, this previous election year was the first time since the census that the new maps were put into place. Can you tell us, how did the 151st district change, if at all?
Sure. Just some minor tweaks to really, I think, improve the district in terms of representation. I now represent all of Horsham Township, whereas previously I had represented all of Horsham Township except one district. I also now represent all of Montgomery Township. Same thing. Previously, I had represented all of Montgomery Township except one district. So I have Horsham Township entirely, Montgomery Township entirely, then about a quarter of Upper Dublin Township, and one district in Lower Gwynedd Township. So I'm really looking forward to, to working, continuing to work in those communities and getting some things done for the 151st.
Now, earlier this month, new Speaker of the House, Speaker Mike Turzai, announced the committee assignments for this session. Can you tell us what assignments did you receive and any new committees compared to last session?
Sure. I'm on 4 committees. The Judiciary Committee, which I've been on since I was first elected. That's where I do a lot of my work on law and order issues using my background as a prosecutor. I'm on the Consumer Affairs Committee. I remain on that committee as well. I've been on that committee since I was first elected. That committee oversees public utilities in Pennsylvania, so gas, electric, water, sewer, things along those lines. And then I'm on the Children and Youth Committee. I began serving on that committee for the 2012 legislative session. Really, I asked for that committee because of the work on the child protection package that we were going to be beginning, and I wanted to be involved with that process. So I continued on that committee for this legislative session, and we'll probably have some additional work in child protection that we're going to take a look at. And then a new committee for me is the Insurance Committee, and I'm really looking forward to that. A lot of people don't know, for kind of a brief fleeting moment back right out of college, I was an insurance agent for just a few months, and so I'm looking forward to kind of getting back into that a little bit. And obviously down southeastern Pennsylvania we have a number of insurance companies, and with Obamacare and things like that going on, I think it's going to be an exciting committee. We'll have a lot to do there, I think.
Now, as a former prosecutor, you had a very large impact in the last session in the Judiciary Committee. Do you want to briefly maybe tell us some of your accomplishments? Sure.
I continue to focus on ways to protect Pennsylvania's most vulnerable. I've spent a lot of time focusing on kids. My background as a prosecutor was in combating child abuse and prosecuting those who would hurt children. Primarily, that's mostly what I did for about 10 years while I was a prosecutor. So now I'm sort of doing the same thing, but on the legislative side. So also had a bill signed into law that would protect victims of domestic violence. One of the child protection bills was mine. That is a bill involving mandatory reporters who must report suspected child abuse. And then my bill also increases the penalties dramatically for those that don't report suspected child abuse. All told, we enacted over 20 new laws surrounding child protection here in Pennsylvania. So I think that we're doing a great job, and we always have more to do, but continuing to focus on our most vulnerable and protecting them from those who might abuse them.
Now, across the country as a whole, especially here in Pennsylvania, and I'm sure part of that is due to the hard work that you and your colleagues did over the last session, the Republicans did really well in the last election. We picked up a number of seats. As I said earlier, most since 1958, 119 Republicans in the State House. The only place that we really had a change was the governor's mansion. We have a new governor. He is a Democrat. How do you feel Governor Tom Wolf in that position is going to affect the work of the legislature, and how do you see your relationship with him?
Sure. I haven't had an opportunity to meet Governor Wolf yet. I look forward to it. And I look forward to working with him and his team on a number of important initiatives. We've got pretty heavy-duty pressing issues with Pennsylvania. I mean, we've got to get Pennsylvania on solid financial footing. In his inaugural address, which I attended the inauguration, and in his inaugural address, he mentioned 3 critical focuses for the upcoming session, and I share in all of those initiatives, and I think most of us do. Good jobs, good schools, and good government, and I think that's something that we share, and I look forward to working with them to achieve improvements in all 3 of those areas.
We only have a few seconds left, but can you briefly tell us what are your priorities for the upcoming session, and are there any specific initiatives that you plan on working?
Sure. On the macro level, we've got to work on the financial footing in the Commonwealth. We've got to take a look at the impact our pensions are having on our fiscal stability. We've got to take a look at our school funding formula, which dramatically affects my districts back home. We need to improve that. And then I'm going to continue to work on measures to help protect the public, whether it's dealing with our most violent criminals, additional measures to help protect our children. Those are some of the things that I intend to work on, and I've got a great new initiative regarding early childhood education that I've been working on about 10 months, and we'll come back around and maybe give you a full briefing on that sometime soon.
All right, can't wait for that. That should be interesting.
Great.
Representative Stephens, again, congratulations and good luck for the start of the new session.
Thanks for having me.
If you have any comments or questions about this or any other legislative topic, Representative Stephens' contact information will be on the screen in just a moment. I'm Anthony Tezak, and thanks for spending a few minutes with State Representative Todd Stephens.